Is blindness a barrier? No.
Is deafness a barrier? No.
Are mobility, learning, cognitive disabilities, speech impairments and others, or even a combination of them, barriers? No way. Lack of accessibility is.
Welcome to Web Accessibility for All.
Follow the blind. This journey starts now.
Close your eyes for a moment. Well, unless you're driving or doing something risky. Now, imagine the web not as a virtual space, but as a bustling city. The websites are storefronts, apps are cafes, and search engines are street signs. This city should feel welcoming, inclusive, and easy to navigate for all of its visitors. But for many, the streets are confusing, the signs are blurry, and the noise is overwhelming. Hello, my friend. Welcome back to Web Accessibility for All, the podcast where we break down the barriers of the digital world and build bridges to inclusivity. I am your host, Ariel. Today we are diving into a topic that's not just about accessibility. It's about understanding and designing for the diversity of human minds. We are talking about neurodiversity. If you are wondering what is neurodiversity or why should it matter to web developers, designers, and anyone building digital spaces, you are in the right place. Let's get to it.
Setting the stage.
Let's start with the definition. Neurodiversity is a concept that views neurological differences like autism, ADHD, dyslexia, and others not as deficits, but as natural variations of the human brain.
According to research from the CDC, Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, about 1 in 36 children is diagnosed with autism, and nearly 5% of adults have ADHD.
That's a significant portion of your user base. Neurodivergent users often face challenges with interfaces designed for neurotypical users. This includes sensory overload, complex navigation, or even flashing elements that can trigger adverse reactions. Let's set the stage with an example. Imagine a busy e-commerce site. Loads of flashing ads, auto-playing videos, and pop-ups. For someone with ADHD, that's not just annoying, it's paralyzing.
Okay, Ariel, I get it. But do these issues really impact that many people? I mean, can't they just adjust?
Adjust? Ha, if only it were that simple. Let me explain. You know those helpful CAPTCHA tests? For me, as someone with dyslexia, they're nightmares. The text is blurry, tilted. It's like the site is screaming, "You're not welcome here."
Whoa, I never thought about it like that. So, what's the solution?
Great question. We'll get to that. But let's first understand why these challenges exist.
Historical context.
Historically, interfaces were built with the assumption that all users think, process, and interact in the same way. This mindset ignored those with cognitive disabilities or neurodivergent conditions. For example, in the early days of the internet, websites were text-heavy. For someone with dyslexia, that meant walls of text, hard to read. Neurodivergent conditions often involve differences in brain activity and processing. For instance, a person with ADHD might struggle with tasks requiring sustained attention.
Studies from the National Institute of Mental Health confirm that excessive sensory input can overstimulate these regions, leading to cognitive fatigue.
WCAG and legal frameworks.
Let's talk about the rules, or in this case, their limitations. The Web Content Accessibility Guidelines, or WCAG, has been instrumental in setting global accessibility standards. However, because WCAG focuses on testable success criteria, it struggles to fully address the needs of neurodivergent users. For example, there is no specific criteria for reducing cognitive load, such as simplifying complex navigation or eliminating unnecessary distractions. Guidelines like 2.2.2,
Pause, stop, hide.
while helpful, are only a partial solution for those who struggle with information overload or decision paralysis.
Wait, so you're saying WCAG isn't enough?
Exactly, WCAG is a baseline, not a blueprint for neurodivergent accessibility.
Yeah, the guidelines are helpful, but they don't really get at what it feels like to use a chaotic site. It's not just about stopping autoplay, it's about having a space where my brain doesn't feel attacked.
Great point. Designers and developers need to think beyond the WCAG. For instance, incorporating user testing with neurodivergent participants can uncover barriers that aren't addressed by the guidelines. And let's not forget there are legal implications for ignoring these broader needs. While laws like the ADA reference WCAG, they also emphasize the spirit of accessibility, ensuring everyone can participate fully, even if their barriers aren't explicitly listed in WCAG.
Use cases and possible solutions.
Alright, it's time to bring theory into practice. Let's explore some common challenges faced by neurodivergent users and how we can address them.
Case Study 1. Sensory Overload.
Maya, our neurodivergent user, visits a news website. As the page loads, a video starts autoplaying, ads flash on the sidebar, and notifications pop up asking her to subscribe. She feels overwhelmed and leaves the site. Let's explore some possible solutions.
1. Disable autoplay videos.
Use the muted and controls attributes on the video element. Avoid autoplay by default. Check out how this is implemented in the following HTML code snippet.
Less video. Controls. Muted. Greater. Less source. src equals example.mp4. Type equals video/mp4/greater. Your browser does not support the video tag. Less/video greater.
2. Pause animations for users with motion sensitivity.
Respect the prefers reduce motion media query to disable or simplify animations for users who have motion preferences set. Use something like the following in your CSS style sheets.
At media left paren, prefers dash reduced dash motion colon, reduce right paren, left brace. Star left brace. Animation colon, none important semi. Transition colon, none important semi. Right brace. Right brace.
3. Provide clear settings for notifications.
Use JavaScript to allow users to enable or disable notifications.
Case Study 2. Simplified Navigation.
Charlie, who has ADHD, struggles with websites that have complex, multi-level navigation menus. He finds it hard to focus and quickly loses track of where he is on the site. So, what can we do here? Provide clear, simple navigation that supports keyboard use and highlights the current location.
1. Use a skip link for quick access.
Include a skip to content link as the first interactive element. You can check the episode where I covered skip links in detail, code included.
2. Highlight active navigation.
Use CSS to visually indicate the current page in the navigation bar, and area attributes like area current page to do the same for screen reader users.
3. Keep menus keyboard friendly.
Implement JavaScript to manage focus within drop-down menus.
Case Study 3. Dyslexia-friendly fonts.
Maya, who also has dyslexia, struggles with reading the dense sans serif fonts used on a popular website. Let's try the following.
1. Add a font switcher.
Allow users to toggle between regular and dyslexia-friendly fonts. You could try something like this in your main JavaScript code.
Const toggle font equals left paren, right paren, equals greater left brace. Document.body.class list.toggle left paren, dyslexia-font right paren, semi. Right brace semi. Blank. Document.query selector left paren, font toggle right paren. Add event listener left paren. Click. Toggle font. Right paren, semi.
2. Use accessible fonts and styles.
Define a dyslexia-friendly font in your CSS.
Body.dyslexia-font left brace. Font-family colon, open dyslexic, Arial, sans-serif semi. Line-height colon, 1.6 semi. Right brace. Blank. / ensure fallback if open dyslexic is unavailable / at font-face left brace. Font-family colon, open dyslexic semi. src colon, URL left paren, /fonts /open dyslexic regular.ttf right paren, format left paren, true type right paren, semi. Right brace.
3. Apply line spacing.
Line spacing helps readability for dyslexic users. You could try something like this.
P left brace. Margin-bottom colon, 1.5 m semi. Line-height colon, 1.6 semi. Right brace.
Final thoughts and resources.
Designing for neurodiversity isn't just about compliance. It's about inclusion. When you design with diverse brains in mind, you create better experiences for everyone. If you're wondering where to start, check out resources like the Cognitive Accessibility Roadmap by W3C or the ADHD Accessibility Design Guidelines. I'll include these links in the episode description. And hey, if this episode resonated with you, share it. The more people understand neurodiversity, the more inclusive our digital world becomes.
Thanks, Ariel. You just made me feel seen and heard.
Same here. I'm definitely rethinking how I approach design.
As you can see, solving these issues is about empathy and thoughtful design. That's what this podcast is all about. Until next time, keep building for everyone. Goodbye.
Thanks for joining us today. Subscribe for a new challenge next week. And don't be shy. Leave us a review or ask your accessibility questions online. See you next week for another episode of Web Accessibility for All.